All right, stock market technical analysis. Let's dig right into the charts, see what the markets are telling us this morning. If you guys are finding value, drop me a thumbs up. If you're interested in getting additional charts, trade ideas, trade setups, private member group, check it out, $5 a month. Link in the description below. Okay, so what we've got today on Triple Qs, a couple things. I'm starting off on the daily chart, and really what's in play is kind of that what I was looking at last week. On Friday last week, I said I was going to go home flat because I wasn't exactly sure where the market was going to go. To the upside, I figured if we were going to go to the upside, we could backtest this trend line. So you see here on the daily chart, we've got this bearish rising wedge. It's this wedge right here. And that's your support line. That was broken. And we've been kind of backtesting it. I figured if they're going to do a backtest of it, they'll run up. They're going to pop the highs, the former highs right here. They'll pop those, do a back test of the trend line, and it would be a new divergent high right into key resistance. And that would be a very objective area to short. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to work, but it does mean it is objective, and it's a good risk-reward trade to take a short on a divergent high at key resistance. All right, you want to short at resistance, you want to cover your short at support, just the same as if you're going long, you want to buy at support and exit at resistance. So that is the objective short. The other thing that would be in play is this is the daily chart, so they can run up and do that back test on the daily chart. And then if I go to the weekly chart, this is what's in play on the bigger time frame. On the weekly chart, we have this bearish engulfing candle right there. That candle on the weekly engulfs the former body, the body of the previous week. So that's a bearish engulfing. That's a topping stick. Usually, what you want to do is look for those at the end of extended uptrends. And that is what we have here. We have an uptrend, we have an extended uptrend, and we have a topping stick. And we also have negative divergence on the weekly chart. So the setup is there for a short, and we have the candle now, and they are, they're what you want to see basically in order to keep this as a topping stick is you really don't want to see a weekly close above that candle. So that would right now be about I think it's about 532.50 or so on the weekly chart. So here's how I see it working, this is how it looks like it's going to play out. On the daily chart, they're going to run up and pop that high. We'll probably get a daily close up here around 539-ish, okay, on the daily chart, and do a back test of that resistance line. And then they'll sell that thing down before the end of the week to bring the weekly chart back, basically back to this 532.50 or below. So we won't get a weekly close above that bearish engulfing, even though intra-week, throughout the week, I think we could close above there. So we pop up, put in a new divergent high, hit resistance on the daily, and then they sell it down, keeping the topping candlestick intact. That's what I'm looking for. So who knows if that actually plays out? But if I do see that, that would be confirmation that my read on the charts is correct. So keep an eye out for that. And again, it's objective to short if we do get that full back test on Triple Qs. I'm seeing here let me go to the semiconductors, because one thing we know about the current president is he likes to pump stocks. That's what he did last time he was in office, just constantly trying to pump the stock market. I think that's a method that maybe he uses to try to keep the economy, running well. But doesn't, again, just because somebody tries to pump it doesn't mean it's going to continue to act that way. The market's going to do what it wants to do, and so that will be that. If I go down to the daily chart, this is the semiconductors, SOXX. The reason why I'm looking at this one is yesterday there was that press conference around AI. It's interesting how the president is using AI and Bitcoin, the two kind of mania things, but whatever. So here's SOXX. You can see here on the daily chart, You've got resistance on this trend line right here. They're trying to recover it today. We'll see where that ends up today, and if they can actually recover that trend line. So far, they haven't been able to recover it. It's been very choppy. You can see, look, broke the trend line with the gap down. So that was a sell signal. Back test, down, back test, down, back test, down, rally, back test, down. All right, and then back test. Very, very choppy. So whip, tough mark, tough sector to trade right now. As of right now, it's above. We'll see if they sell this thing down and it closes, back on that trend line or close to it. We'll see on that. Nvidia, obviously the king of AI. And Nvidia, again, nothing's really changed from last week. To me, this looks like topping price action. We've got negative divergence. It's been building for a while, and we just kind of keep popping up, putting in new divergent highs. So that can continue until we start seeing key levels of support being broken. We can kind of remain in this topping pattern. It's going nowhere. You can, up, down, and it's been like that since October. So multiple months of really just sideways chop, and I don't see any change there. So that's that. We need to take out kind of these recent lows, these reaction lows, and break support, and then we'll start, heading. And then we got the 200-day moving average down below. So those two things really need to get taken out in order for any kind of meaningful sell to take place in Nvidia. And if you see that in Nvidia, it's very likely the rest of the tech sector is going to be down as well. Natural gas. This one looks interesting. I did post this already in the private member group, and we seem to be getting this reaction. So, again, yesterday I posted we were at support. You can see support, and there's more support there. So, and then we have these two reaction highs I've got on UNG. So that's the target right now, is a rally off support, off this uptrend line, into those resistance levels. It's about 2160-ish, 2150, somewhere right in there. For another push up in nat gas, and it's starting to run this morning. I can see it, it's already bouncing and starting to run. So that's objective, and it's it's going to move quick. This thing usually moves pretty quick, but that's about a 19% push up. So I'd be looking for at least some of that move up. Maybe not hold out for all of it, but definitely looking for for that to continue to move higher. I really like wheat again. Again, this one's been building bullish divergence for a long time. On the daily chart, it's just been building it, and it continues to kind of build that bullish divergence. And it's been making new divergent lows, but the momentum continues to look strong. So, and I think yesterday we had a breakout, kind of a buy signal. We had kind of these reaction lows here. Pretty strong impulsive move yesterday, and holding those gains again today, up slightly. So to me, wheat looks like it's ready to start bullish trend, and it's ready to start moving higher. And then I'm seeing this morning the ones I've been really waiting for breakouts, like this one, MOS. It has been, if you look at this and you've got this big bullish falling wedge. Here's some bullish divergence. It's really just been extended for a long time. Big bullish divergence. See it on the PPO down below. It's been building bullish momentum, and in this bullish falling wedge. And we were just kind of waiting for a breakout. And if I zoom in, it did break out the last couple days, just not really that impulsive because you had the 200-day moving average just overhead. So it was, as long as that was, as long as that held and we hadn't broken above that, it just wasn't definitive enough to say we got a breakout on this bullish falling wedge. But this morning, we gapped up, jumped over the 200, and the buyers are there in force. So that is a buy signal. It's up 5.5%. Buy signal all day long on that one, provided that it closes above the 200. I mean, if they dump it into the close and it's back below the 200, then that could be a false breakout. But the setup being extremely bullish with the divergences and the big wedge pattern, to me, I think it's probably going to stick. And then if you go to the weekly chart, this is the even more important to me, I think we're probably going to start another leg higher. Like you've got a big impulsive leg. This is the COVID lows. A big impulsive leg, and then it corrected, and I think we're going to do maybe another impulsive leg like that in this stock, pushing it above those former highs over time. But the major target you see here on the weekly, look at this, resistance, resistance, there's another reaction, and there's your breakout, provided by Friday you're still holding that breakout. All right, that would be key on the weekly chart. And if you see that, then the major target is the widest part of the wedge. And that would set us up for a push. And I've got it marked in red up to about 41.63 for this measured target. So that would be my target for now, regardless of whether I think we're going to keep going higher. You know, the measured target would be there. So I think you get a a pullback from 41.50-ish or whatever, right in that level. It's still a move up about 45% on this leg up. So I really like that one. It also pays a dividend, so you kind of get paid to hold it as, you know, as it trends higher. So one of my favorites, I like that as a long. And then this one, NTR, has already started to break out. This is the weekly chart. So again, I've pointed this out previously. There's your resistance, big bullish falling wedge, bullish divergence. He had a breakout last week, okay, and continuing that momentum this week. So this one still looks good. Widest part of the wedge, and I've got it marked in red there, but you basically, you know, 69 or maybe a little higher, somewhere right in there is the target. Looks like it's continuing that direction. MPWR. Now, this is not a trade that I, you know, like, I'm not going to take anything on the trade, but it did hold support. And you can see here on the daily chart, as you roll out, you've got these support levels marked out. And I did point it out that, okay, we're holding support. Now we were kind of grinding along support, so it wasn't really reactive, you know, reacting off of that. The buyers it was kind of a battle, but it did hold. And so you never had the sell signal. That's the point. If I talk about maybe a potential short setup, you still have to have that sell signal. You still have to have that break of key support in order to trigger a trade. And we never got that here. So, you know, you would never have shorted this thing and, you know, bouncing off that support now, you know, pretty impulsive now. So likely going up to the 200-day, and then we'll see. Gold, the gold miners, GDX, again, continues to look okay. You can see here we have, this is your bullish divergence. That's when your momentum started to, you know, pick up. So here's divergent low. This is also a bearish or a bullish falling wedge. Take the widest part of the wedge at the point of the breakout, which is, you know, basically there. And the major target is still, you know, up around right there, about 40.88. So I think there's still some more upside there in gold. And to back that up, the dollar broke down just yesterday. Yep. So here's dollar futures. You can see here support, you know, support all through here. Started to kind of diverge lower, negative divergence, and a breakdown yesterday. So dollar's likely going to come in a little bit, drop a little bit more. That should be bullish for gold and gold mining stocks. So I see some more upside in those as the dollar continues to drop. And I did point out the regional banks as a very good setup. I posted that in the private member group, so I'll keep it to that for now. But yeah, I still like that trade. And that's all I've got for this morning. So I'll get the video out, drop me a thumbs up, and yeah, check out the private member group if you're interested. Link in the description below. Cancel anytime, and catch you on the next one.